Hey, good evening, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode 3 of the Magnificent Seven. I'm here, of course, with this guy.
Hello, folks. You know Jesse K by now. The sound of my voice is all over that show.
I'll slide over a little more here. So, again, thank you for watching tonight's episode. The support for the first 3 weeks has been phenomenal. Please remember to like and subscribe. Every little comment helps the algorithm. It helps what we're trying to do here, and of course helps us bring you more content in the future. So what are your thoughts about tonight, Jesse? You're the game master.
I mean, part of why I like this episode a lot is because Josh had to do a lot of the hard work. But no, this is great. We are now halfway through the show, and you've seen not necessarily everything we have to offer, but you can see what we tried to build. We had the first 2 episodes using Mech Warrior Destiny with the role-playing, which I think was phenomenal, and huge thanks to the whole cast who joined us for that, to Paul and Tommy, which, you know, they're here, so I have to say that, but also to Randall, to Red, to Tex, to Miriam, to Sage. I think everyone did a phenomenal job.
Turn the volume down.
Oh, sure. I think everyone did a tremendous job making themselves memorable, making those characters who they were. And then time to show off the Aces deck. So again, a huge thanks to Josh Dirksen, Mr. Aces himself, the lead designer of the cards. The Aces AI deck is such a phenomenal addition to the Battletech game. And I think doing it this way, now obviously not everyone has a role-playing studio in their basement, but doing it this way where you have the Aces AI deck fighting player characters who you've come to know, who have grown, who have are become friends essentially, like that tension makes for such a cool game. That's what we want to get with this show, and I think now that we've got those first 3 episodes out, we got some really great examples of that.
I think also people are connecting with it because we're a bunch of gamers just playing, and I think people can relate to that. They see us playing, they see us doing some stupid things, they see us doing some crazy things, right? A lot of things you would normally see in a typical role-playing campaign. And they're seeing it with guys like Tex and Red. Tommy's kind of a big deal these days, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
That guy,
yeah.
right? You know, and of course Josh is kind of a big deal because, you know, he's the brain and mastermind behind Aces. So, you know, those are all great things, and it's cool to see the community come out and support us. We are regular guys. We like to play games, and we do things pretty much like everybody else does out there.
Yeah, no, that's the long and the short of it. We at the end of the day, we had a tremendous amount of fun doing this, and we hope that you had a tremendous amount of fun tuning in. So folks are popping into the chat, and if you had any questions or anything you wanted to talk about the show, we're here to answer those questions. At the same time, however, as Tommy mentioned earlier in the chat in episode 3, we have some new toys to play with.
We do. So, Tommy being Tommy, the face of Six Sides of Gaming, and of course Lynn Vander Studios, managed to get a copy of the miniatures for Battletech Gothic. We're going to be painting these on stream with Les, who's actually in the chat.
Hey, Les!
So Les from the Underground Painter's Desk is finding out for the first time right now, watching the stream, that he's going to be painting these miniatures live for all of you to watch in the not immediately near future, but, you know, maybe in a week or 2, 3 weeks, we'll get going. So first one we got up here, obviously, is the King Crab. You can take a look at this in comparison to a regular King Crab. These are, there's a bit of a size difference. They're more like Titans in 40K almost.
Yeah, the Gothic minis come from a universe where battle mechs are slightly bigger and slightly chunkier. And you can see that in how the minis have been designed, and they look really intimidating.
What else have we got here, Jess?
I want to draw attention right to these two, and I'm going to sneak over closer to my camera to see if I can bring that up. So the new Atlas... No, that's not going to work. Okay. Even if I do it in front of Paul, that's a little better.
His short arms cannot reach
my
across.
Short T-Rex arms, as discussed. It's going to have trouble focusing. was hoping the autofocus would be smart enough to do it, but you take them.
I'll have to do it.
Yeah, so the old Atlas and the new Atlas. You can see that the new Atlas is bigger. For those of you who haven't seen the Gothic stuff yet, also the Atlas is highly customizable. The head, the bas relief in the chest, and also the banner on the back that we haven't glued on yet
So
can be easily swapped out for a ton of other pieces. I've got the Corrida one here.
Yeah, we'll show you what it looks like when it pops in there.
Yeah, so suppose you get the Atlas, you run it, like right now that's the Fed Sons one with its crown, but you'll be able to remove that and swap it in. Now this one's got the Oni face for the Corrida. And I'm using the house names because I know the faction names have changed, and I don't know them all off by heart yet. What was the Draconis Combine in its new Gothic version is now the something of the Blood Dragon, and the Federated Sons are the Shining Kingdoms of Avalon. That one I remember. That one's important.
Before we go back to another Gothic mini, I know that people were asking in the chat of the previous one, they wanted to see the Bane, and they were on a time limit. So I did bring a Bane up from the hobby studio that hasn't been painted yet. You can see here it's got quite the volume on it. This will be in the Scouring Sands Aces box, the first box to be released. Of course, anybody that likes a Bane 3 with, 8 LRM-15s, I believe?
8 LRM-15s. It will, even just for indirect fire, it's IF-7 in Alpha Strike. It's monstrous.
Yeah. So Jesse will show you the next one. I'll jump in here in the chat real quick.
Sure. We don't have a side-by-side for this one yet, but I love the new upgrade to the Urban Mech. And it's hard to get where it's exactly on camera. I'll hand that to Paul. If we wanted to take one mech that's not terribly intimidating, the Urban Mech is it. So making it Gothic and giving it the spikes and the bigger cannon and stuff, that's a lot of fun. I think even if you're not running a Gothic game, if you're just running classic Battletech, but you wanted a little extra oomph in your Urby, that's a really cool mini to have. I'm looking forward to getting one of those of my own.
The details on these are pretty impressive, actually. The plastic feels a little bit harder. Now, these are probably production samples that Tommy got, but the plastic on these is a much harder plastic than the typical Battle Mech plastic you would get. That's a little more of a softer plastic. Here's the Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
The Scorpion's pretty cool. None of the feet are touching the base.
Of course.
None of the feet are touching the base. It's got a nice wide profile. I like the fact on this that the SRM launcher is actually turning to the left a little bit, which is a pretty cool detail that was put on there. What else do we got here?
Folks are having a little trouble seeing them. Our tripod camera isn't working right now, is it?
I don't have it hooked up on the screen because we're only doing chat today.
So we'll give you folks a better look another time, especially once we have those paints coming.
I will come nice and close, and Jesse, I'll be Vanna White.
There you go.
Jesse will be...
Yeah, I had to do this for Adepticon, so it's only fair that Paul gets to do it here. That's the Gothic Phoenix Hawk. So that's a cool one if you haven't had a chance to look at it yet. The art, is the art for Gothic Mazzoni? I think it is.
I think so. I'm not sure, though.
Okay, well, whatever it is, the art that's in the Gothic primer, the Phoenix Hawk looks phenomenal. But you can see a lot of the cool extra details here, all the flares around the jump jets and stuff, and all the extra stuff that gives it that dark and grim feel.
I'll bring that King Crab back up for you guys to see.
Yeah, do that, and show out the reverse Wolverine claws on the back too.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. What else? And of course, I'll do the Bane again, real quick, because the Bane is spiffy. The Bane is spiffy.
It's a spiffy mech.
It's spiffy.
Oof.
All right, what else we got here? We got Scorpion. You can start into the next one. I'll just show off the ones that we did.
Yeah, sure. The next one I want to talk about is going to be the Rifleman, which we'll get that up there. Yes, thanks, Comet. Our backs are not what they used to be, so we're doing our best.
That's right.
Yeah, the Rifleman is really cool. You saw that one in the animatic a lot. It's got sort of the grill over the faceplate. I actually, even just from the perspective of designing a Battletech mech, I like instead of the longer, thinner cannons, they brought it back in and made it beefier, right? Like those autocannons, you can really hear the boom when you're going off, right? Like that looks like something I'd really be worried about, whereas the standard Rifleman guns look like more of a pew-pew rather than a boom.
Jesse also sells used cars in his spare time.
What can I do to get you into this Gothic rifleman tonight?
we got up here next, and we got the Marauder.
Yeah, everyone's going to be enjoying the Marauder. It's some folks are going to like the Gothic Marauder. It's got all the crenellations. It's got the sort of the enhanced sort of multi-barrel PPCs and stuff. But it's also got the fangs at the front. So a lot of folks who aren't that even into Gothic are thinking that's the Black Marauder, right?
There's the size difference for anybody.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
There's the Carlisle Marauder.
Back there, and that's the Gothic ones. You can see how they've upped the size a little bit. I imagine that might be difficult in a conga line kind of experience. That would, in Battletech, you have a lot of guys, infantry coming up to that thing. But hey,
and then we've got, last but not least,
Firestarter. That one's really appropriate for the tone they're going for with Battletech Gothic, I think. A lot of people compare it to this other franchise that's made by a workshop that makes games. But talking about it with the people who created it, they pulled a lot of their inspiration from things like Doom. And, with the creatures and with the fire. So the Firestarter, you can tell especially, they had that in mind.
I get a Doom vibe from these miniatures. They are cool. I'm not going to complain. Miniatures are miniatures. I will have fun painting them. Actually, Les is going to have fun painting them when he comes up to the studio next, and we'll get you guys watching one of the best in the country doing his craft, which will be really, really cool. We're excited to get that going. That is going to be something that is going to be fairly regular, at least once or twice a month going forward. Les from the Underground Painter's Desk is going to be doing stuff with us. I did build a studio in the back that is for hobby, and we did get everything worked in there to put cameras and mics, so we'll get that going up and running for you guys soon, and you guys get some lessons from one of the best painters out there.
I'm trying to get this in focus. This is Nero Drago's Wolverine from the Magnificent Seven. This was painted by Les Mandeville. Yeah, man, it just likes focusing on it when you hold it better than me.
I'm better looking, so the camera focuses on me.
Yeah, or it's focusing on the mech because it doesn't want to focus on you. I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But yeah, Les did like the Comstar white, and then there's like the extra trim that identifies each individual pilot. Like they look, I mean, you've seen them in the show because you came here straight from the Magnificent Seven. We don't have to show them off here.
His Wolverine actually has a scorpion painted on it because he's
Tortuga. Well, he claims to be from the Tortuga Dominions. Yeah, I think eagle-eyed viewers and anyone who's paying attention have already picked up on some of the holes in that, might have a better idea what Nero Drago is all about by this point. But yeah, that's more of that coming up.
Kaiju, I don't know anything about. I get no inside scoops as far as what they're doing, but personally, 2 years ago, actually, it'll be 2 years this May.
I think so.
We did Kaiju ourselves at the Anime North convention, running amok on the battlefield. When I first met Tommy, the first year I started doing stuff here at Six Sides. And we did a couple of streams with them on. We have a King Kong, we have a couple of Godzillas, and some assorted different creatures that we've used in the past. So, hey, fingers crossed you get some Kaiju in the future. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, fitting in with the Abomination stuff. One of the big things at Adepticon that Randall and Catalyst was showing folks about Gothic was the plans they have for the Abominations, and a model they had of the one Abomination, like the one that's mech-sized. Yeah. That looks like a big Gears of War monster. Like it looks real cool, guys.
What I am looking forward to most, and you guys probably all know this if you watch the channel on a regular basis, is Technical Readout 3025's Centennial Edition, I use it in quotations. That's coming out sometime this year, and it's got all new art for all the mechs in the original 3025 Tech Readout, including all 3 lambs, the Wasp, the Stinger, and the Phoenix Hawk. I'm going to say this, I was at Adepticon, I got a sneak peek of it. Anybody that likes Veritex, anybody that likes the old school lambs from original Battletech, you're in for a treat, man. The biggest lamb fan in the world approves. The art is amazing. Okay,
he was so happy.
I am so happy. I am so happy when I saw what I saw. So it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. What else do we got?
Folks like the Kaiju, folks want the Tete-a-Tete to come back because they're masochists. I don't know that. I don't think you're actually ever going to see the Tete again. But again, we don't have the inside scoop.
If you want, we can throw some kaiju into an Aces game in the next couple of weeks. We do have some pretty grand plans for stuff coming up. For Battletech, we have Anime North coming up at the end of May. We have a pretty cool board project that's underway right now. Les is 3D printing some terrain pieces for me. That board is going to be for the Magnificent Seven. We are going to do a event there that's like a one-off for the Mech 7 that is going to incorporate this pretty cool dropship that Jesse picked up from Adepticon.
I spent some money at Adepticon.
Yeah, and Les and myself got it painted up earlier this week. And that'll get unveiled probably next week on the show. We'll show it to you. He's gonna unveil it to his store group first because we want to reward the guys that are coming out dedicated every week to see this cool new dropship.
Yeah. So those of you who have tuned in from weekly Wednesday Armored Combat in Toronto, Ontario, spoiler alert for the next scenario. There's a couple little extra bits in there that we haven't revealed yet.
There you go. And so, along with that dropship, though, I'm incorporating it. It's going to be a 8x6 game board, so it's going to be big, and it's going to have a naval base at it. So, one of our regular volunteers, Andrew Pietrowski, he is constantly talking about boats and ships, and I think he even took a boat to a tournament.
To the Juno Beach event, at Torchlight. He brought a battleship, which is a canon unit in the game. It just you don't usually see people playing with blue water Navy units, but he did it. Damn it!
In his honor, we've gone to the extreme like we usually do with our game boards, and Les is currently printing for me right now Mech scale naval wet navy assets. There is going to be a cruiser, a battleship, and an aircraft carrier, along with some patrol boats, and of course aerospace and conventional fighters lining the deck of this giant ship, parked at a naval base on the shoreline with a giant spaceport, and the Magnificent Seven are going to be fighting in it. And so if you're in Toronto at the end of May, I think it's May 24th,
I think so.
somewhere in that neck of the woods, make sure you come out and see us. We are going to have the coolest board yet. Come out and have some fun with it.
In the meantime, so the Magnificent Seven continues. There's 3 more episodes. They'll be airing every Sunday at 5 Eastern Standard Time. After those episodes, we tend to do something short after. We used to run Ace's Legacy. We're preempting that a little bit while the Mech 7 is on. But for instance, after the last episode, we had sort of a guide and side story. We played the round of Nero's qualifying round before the start of the first episode. We're not doing that tonight because the Alpha Strike game, you just watched Alpha Strike for hours. You don't need to watch us play more. Right. But after each episode, we'll have a little bit extra. And again, room for you to ask questions if you have any thoughts about the show, but also be providing a little bit of extra side content to the Mech 7 that you may not have if you don't pay attention. So bonus material.
Yeah, bonus material. Next week after the show, we'll do a small game of Aces. So during the week, jump into the CGL Battletech Aces Discord and give your suggestions on things you'd like to see. Last week somebody asked about seeing deck versus deck. That's what we ran. We're open to ideas. We want you guys to see how versatile and robust the decks are and how you can use them for literally anything you want. You can use them for the wonderful campaign and story that Dylan and the guys from Lynn Vander have created for the box set, but you can also use them for your own home games and campaigns and your own story writing and your own home brews and headcanon, because of course everybody in Battletech loves their own headcanon. So it's very important that those decks were robust enough to survive the crazy things that we all know you guys are going to come up with.
Yeah. So that is, I think, about it for what we have tonight. We have a couple things to sign off on, so if you had any last-minute questions, we'll check the chat one more time before we go. But a reminder that the Mech 7, they're coming to conventions all over the place, but Folks Network operates primarily in Toronto, Ontario. And if you want to see this kind of gaming and you want to be a part of it, you can. We've got games up in Barrie on Monday nights. That's at Sir Games a lot. We've got on Wednesday nights in Toronto at the Hairy Tarantula at Yonge and Lawrence. I I know there are folks who are trying to get games off the ground in Guelph, so you can get in touch with them and try to find it. You can find Folks Network. You can find us on Facebook. You can check Folked Hyperpulse on Discord. All the directions and discussions and all the kind of things that you need if you want to join in and get in on some of this, because it's a blast, and we couldn't do it without our community. We're doing it for our community. Because honestly, all of this is just like a shortcut to us being able to hang out with people and play Battletech all the time.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, we're very proud to be the events team for Six Sides of Gaming. Make sure you tune in, watch every week, like and subscribe. The more you do, the more you interact with us, the more cool things you're going to see. I know I'm repeating myself, but it helps every little click, like, and comments especially. Helps us get to where we're going. We got lots of new content coming for you this year, not just Battletech. There's all cool Dungeons and Dragons stuff coming up. We have so much stuff in the hopper. We don't even know. I don't have time to get it all edited. So much stuff in the all edited. Poor Tommy's been editing like crazy for the last 3-4 weeks. So and of course anybody that's in Calgary in 2 weeks at Calgary Expo, Tommy Gofton and the D20 Avengers are going to be there. All my friends in Calgary, make sure you're there heckling him. I've already told them that you're going to be there, so come out, have fun, support the guys, and we look forward to seeing you. Jess, anything else?
One last thing from the chat. We got Josh Dirksen in there saying thanks. We're just passing those thanks right back to you, Josh, Mr. Lead Developer of Aces, who you saw featured in this episode. A lot of what we have is thanks to him. Josh also wanted to mention that he also has a game going at the Game Chamber in London, Ontario. That's on Thursdays. So if you want the premier Aces experience with the guy who can play Aces without the cards because he knows them all, because he is a one-man Battletech machine. If you're in London, Ontario, you're in luck. Be sure to check that